Greeting YouTube. One of my favorite sayings ever is in the title of this video, which is a falling knife has no handle. And it's a twofold saying. One, it's a literal saying. If you're using a knife for any task and it slips in any way and you no longer have a firm grip on it, don't catch it. Let it fall. Get out of the way while it's in the air. Even if you're wearing steel-toed shoes, because you never know when this is going to land point first, just past that steel toe, and you really want to test the strength of the rest of that shoe. I know I don't, because I've had a knife land on my steel toe, point first, and stick in it. Thankfully, it was only a utility knife, so it wasn't much of an issue, but it could have been a lot worse. Same thing with power tools. If you're using an angle grinder and it slips, don't catch it. The disc may break. The tool may break. But as long as you don't, you're up on the day. Okay? So as an aphorism to keep you safe, a falling knife has no handle is an excellent turn of phrase. I highly recommend that you use it regularly when talking to people whenever you have an opportunity to instruct them how to use a tool. But for me, it has a deeper meaning because not only is it a literal statement of safety, a reflection of reality, but it can be taken metaphorically. What do I mean by that? That when situations go sideways, or if you are from certain sections of Pennsylvania, Saigoglin, um, people will not behave the way that they would in the past, the way that they could be predictably relied upon to cope with a situation that was situation normal. When things go beyond situation normal, sometimes people can panic. They can freeze. They can do lots of different things. They can make decisions in that moment that run counter to how they've lived their entire lives. You don't know what they're going to do until that chaotic event happens. And you could plan for lots of things. I'm a person that suffers from anxiety. I've got PTSD. I run scenarios in my brain without even wanting to, 1,000 times a day as a side effect of my mental illness and the fact that I am suffer from executive dysfunction and I am also neurodivergent. Um, but I've personally noticed that of all the scenarios I've ever run through my brain because of my anxiety, exactly zero have actually come true. So no matter how well prepared you may be for a situation that you think is going to happen, there will be ones that happen that hit you absolutely blindsided. You will not know they're coming. Now, if you've got some general everyday kind of solid training, say you are handy with fixing things or you've got some basic first aid skills, CPR training, um, I'm certified in both of those things. And I've been fixing broken people when it comes to simple injuries for a very long time, helping people patch up with cuts and bruises and burns and things like that. I've gotten pretty good at assessing whether something can be handled by me or I think you really should go see a professional. Um, I can't tell people to do that. I'm not allowed to at work. But I can suggest, I usually say, if I were in your shoes, I'd go see a professional right now. Um, but things can also happen on a social level where the person suddenly finds themselves in a bad situation and they can make decisions in that moment, that a snap decision that again you didn't expect they would make and can have ramifications for them and the people around them forever. Um, I'm speaking in vagaries here because the reason is you just don't know. And no matter how well you train you may be, how much you may prepare for the world's vagaries to be thrown at you, you never know when things are going to go sideways. When that road is suddenly going to go sagaggling on you. And all you can do is be prepared, hopefully not be anxious. You don't want to be paranoid. Take my word for it. Being anxious is no fun whatsoever. Um, and hope for the best. But if someone ever does do something that seems completely out of character, find out why. Look into what could have possibly put them to that position. And try not to judge them too harshly, because I'm sure that you've been there. I know I have. And in retrospect, I might have said, I should have done X, Y, or Z, but at that moment I didn't. In that moment, I didn't do X, Y, or Z. I did the thing I did because in that moment, that's how I reacted. I can't even say it was necessarily the best decision at the time. Sometimes I've made good decisions in those kind of situations, and sometimes I've made abysmal ones. Most of the time, though, like most people, I did the best I could. So don't judge people too hardly when the knife falls and things suddenly get very chaotic and they don't know what to do. But the knife falls in real life. Get out of the way.